Hey everyone, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at section 3.14, tent and air supported structure. Our main focus in this tutorial will be on tents. Now what is a tent? A tent is a structure, enclosure, or shelter with or without side walls or drops, constructed of a fabric material supported by any manner except by air or the contents it protects. Now what is an air supported structure? A structure wherein the shape of the structure is attended by air pressure and occupancy of the structure are within the elevated pressure area. On your right hand side you will see a tent. Two bottom images will be air supported structure. Now 3.14.1.2 general. Please pause the video, read through this section, and then continue the video. Now what does this section means? The code states that all the requirements apply to large tents, but smaller tents, these following requirements does not need to be met. So that's as stated in article 3.14.1.3, means of egress, 3.40.1.7, bleacher, and 3.40.1.8, sanitary facility. But in order for those requirements to not be met, these are the following you must follow. So not exceeding 225 meters square in ground area, not exceeding 225 meters square in aggregated ground area, and are closer than 3 meters apart, do not contain bleachers, and are not enclosed with side walls. Now mean of egress. What does sentence 1, 2, and 3 means? So it means in sentence 2, tents are required to have access to exit as all other buildings. Where doors swing on a vertical axis, the requirement for 3.4.1.12 are to be met. In sentence 3, the definition: the width between a stake line and a tent, or a tent from a tent, or a tent from a property line shall be no less than 3 meters, or the width of the egress. Basically, if you're going to place a tent on a property, it must not be 3 meters away from that property line or from any other tents. Now, in sentence 3.40.1.4, clearance to other structure. Tents shall not be 3 meters or less from the property line. Now, tent shall not be closer than 3 meters from a building. If there is an exception, if tents are 3 meters or less, this includes being attached to a building. Sentence 3, 4, 5 must be met. Clearance to flammable materials. A tent shall be placed for no less than 3 meters away from all flammable materials. This includes nearby vegetations. Now flame resistance. The following materials, and what are these materials? Decorative materials, fabric and films, or tarpaulins, shall be certified to CAN/ULC S109 or NFPA 701. 3.14.1.8 Sanitary facilities. According to this section, the number of water closets for large tents shall be determined using table 3.7.4.3e, as well as article 3.7.4.17 applies. Let's look at the table. On the table, you can see the table number 3.7.4.3e. Always read this is your first point you should pick, your reference. Then you move to water closet for assembly occupancies. It states directly water closets. So we know we're already on the right table. On your left hand side of the table, you can see the number of persons for each sex. Again, each sex. Then on the right hand side, this is a number of water closet for each sex. Now, let's hop back onto your left hand side. So if you have an occupancy between 1 to 50 males in that building, then you need 2 water closets. If you have an occupancy of between 51 to 70 females in a building, you need 3 water closets. Provision for firefighting. Firefighting access must be provided to all tents no matter its size. Now, electrical system. Sentence 1 read, all electrical systems and equipment in a tent must not be accessible to the public. Sentence 2 reads, all cables that are located on the ground within a tent must be placed into trenches and must be protected from damages, or what we'll call public damages. Now, let's hop into some questions. A tent has a building area of 100 meters square with non-fixed seats. Please note, non-fixed seats. What is the occupancy load? A 10, B 75, C 50, D 25. Sentence 2. A tent has an occupancy load of 100 persons. How many exit doors are needed? A 1, B 4, C 3, D 2. Question 3. A tent has an occupancy load of 300 persons. What is the minimum number of water closets needed for each sex? A 8, B 6, C 7, D 14. Last 2 questions states, in question 4, an owner decided to use fabric to cover his tent. What flammable resistance must he comply with? A. CAN/ULC-S109, S102, C. S102.2, D. S101. Question 5. A tent that is occupied by the public are required to be separated from each other by A. No means of egress are needed. B. Less than 3 meters. C. Not more than 3 meters. And D. Not less than 3 meters. Please note the tent that is occupied by the public. Please pause the video, like, share, and subscribe. The answer will be located on the next slide. Answers for question 1 is B, 75. I did a little calculation here so you know how I got the 75 persons. And I put the OBC reference on your right hand side. Now, sentence 2, 2 exits are required. Again, reference on your right hand side. Sentence 3, 7. Sentence 4, CAN/ULC-S109. And question 5, not less than 3 meters. All references are provided on your right hand side. Once again, thank you for watching. I hope you stay tuned for the next video. I hope this video helped you. So, hoping to see you on my next video. Thank you.